Hey guitar enthusiasts, I'm going to be doing Now and Then by the Beatles. We're going to go through step by step how to play this song. I did a reaction video last week and so many students say, could you actually teach us how to play the song? So I'm going to go through step by step. Let's start with the chords. So we have A minor, G major, E major. We do have an F bar chord, okay? You could play F major 7. It's going to sound a little bit bright, or the easy F bar chord. Those two could be options if you need an easier option. And we do have a B minor chord that we're going to have to contend with. And again, if you need an easier option, you could just use the 4 bottom fingers without the bar, or you just play the bottom 3 strings of that B minor chord. There'll be a couple other chords that will pop in on the bridge, but we will talk about that when we get there. So I'm going to show you some various strumming patterns that you can play throughout this song to kind of change the dynamics and make it come alive, because this song's got a full orchestra, and if we're just playing by ourselves, we sometimes have to do a little extra to spice it up. So let's start with the first strumming pattern. So the intro is just A minor to G, okay, and this strumming pattern is going to continue into the first verse. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and played down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So if we just go A minor to G, it would sound like this. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so it's a nice, gentle strumming pattern. I have a very loose grip on my pick, not too loose that it falls out of my hand, but I'm not going. Okay, it's a very gentle strum. Okay, nice and smooth. And then when we get into the intro, we again continue with that A minor and G pattern, and then we get into our first bar chord. We have A minor to F. Okay, we'll have a double E major, and then we have an A minor on the end, which I'm going to make a strumming change recommendation if you want to follow along with that. So again, if you need to follow with my notes, you can go to my website, laurenbateman.com, and check that out. So let's take this from the intro through the first verse, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do on the chorus that's going to change up. So we got 1, 2, ready, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Go. Ready? I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all you. Now, when we get to that A minor, you're going to hear there's a change. The band is going to start coming in a little bit more. So on this A minor, when we get to that U, you can add a little bit of percussion. Not that we're going to hit the guitar. You could do that too, but I just want us to kind of do shallow strums on anything that's not 2 and 4. What do I mean? So I'm kind of getting the top maybe like 3 or 4 strings, and then on my 2 and my 4, those 2 down strums, and kind of getting the whole chord. So it gives it a little bit different feel for this chorus, which is the same chord progression as the verse. So it's going to be, you know, if I take it from All Because of You, it's all because by adding a little bit of dynamic, a little bit of accent, gives a little bit more drive to the song and differentiates that verse from that chorus, And then we kind of have a second chorus that comes right after that. We're going to make another change. So on this next chorus, this is where we change up our chord progression and our B minor comes into play. So we're starting on a G chord for this chorus. And don't worry, I'll play through all of these different parts for you. All right, so we're starting off with the chorus on the G. This is where the drums really come in, where Ringo starts to really come in and drive in on the song. So I would recommend, if you're performing solo, I would recommend going to all down strum eighth notes. Okay, and you notice I'm still accenting that 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So I'm just hitting kind of the top 3 strings, and then on 2 and 4, I'm strumming and getting that whole chord. All right, so if I play through this chorus now with the chord progressions, we got 1, 2, ready, and now and then I miss you. Now and then I want you to be there for me, always to return to me. I know it's true. And then you're right back into the verses with that up-down strumming pattern. So before I go into the bridge and the outro section for this song, I'd like to play through the intro, the first verse, and the first 2 choruses, just so you can hear how this dynamic comes in and creates build over the song for when you're playing by yourself, you don't have a full backing band with you to make the song sound interesting and exciting. Let's take it from the top. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if you make it through, it's all because of you. And now and then, if we must start again, well, we will know for sure that I love you. Chorus, ready? Now and then I miss you. But now and then I want you to be there for me, always to return to me. I know it's true. It's all because of you. So see, you get a feel for that. And I apologize, I have to make a correction. I said verse and 2 choruses. It's I would actually consider that 2 verses and then a chorus. The chart, I took this off, put it as 2 choruses. But you can feel the dynamics of 3 different parts of the song, and it kind of builds up into that chorus, and then you come back out and you bring the dynamics back down. But let's talk about some of these extra chords that are going to come in on this bridge section. So our bridge section starts with a D minor chord, then we go into a C chord, then we have E minor, A minor, and D. And all these chords are played twice. So it's D minor twice, C twice, D minor twice, C twice, E minor twice, A minor twice, D twice, and then we have 1 measure of D minor and 1 measure of G. So this bridge section is a big part for the orchestras to come in. So I'd probably stick with that all down strumming pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... So nothing really too different there. You're just going on with that 8th note strumming pattern. Then we have another verse and we have kind of an instrumental break with an outro. Now for this ending and instrumental break, we're just going to play all the chords, one measure, and it'll just be 8th note strumming, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E, A minor, G, and then E. And then at the end, we kind of have this orchestral part where we hear the strings go da na 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 na. So I just listen to that part and it's kind of like da na 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 na. And it kind of ends on the A minor. So after we do our instrumental break, we have an E chord, and then we have our first da na, and we're strumming the chord once and we're getting it on the low note. So it's na 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 na. It ends on A minor. If you want to give it a little strum on the end, you can do that. So if I take that instrumental, it's going to be. Enjoyed this guitar lesson. I have tons of other Beatles tutorials right over there. Check out my playlist and pick another song that you're gonna love.